Welcome to Reflections by QCB. My name is Chika Balu. We've been examining relationships, betrayals, and oftentimes the assumption is that we're angels and we're talking about other people betraying us in relationships and the rest of us are angels. So who are the other people? Still you and I. It therefore means that sometimes we are betrayed and sometimes we are the ones who have betrayed the trust. Now, on the premise that we have betrayed the trust, how do we rebuild that relationship if it means that much to us? A few quick steps. First of all, you need to consider why you have done what you have done. Could it be that you wanted to end the relationship? And if that's the case, then step one is the last step. You've considered why you did it, and the reason is you want out. So that's it, relationship over. But it could be that it was just familiarity breeding contempt. It could be that your needs were not being met, and unfortunately you didn't speak to the other person about your feelings, and unfortunately you lashed out at them, betrayed the trust and hurt them, which shouldn't be the response. So first consider why you've done what you've done, and if the response is still in line with your keeping the relationship, then you begin to look at other steps. The next and most important step really is to apologize with all sincerity to your friend, partner, relative, colleague, but for the essence of this video, we would say friend to encompass everyone. Apologize sincerely to your friend and don't be defensive. Don't be defensive. An apology means more when it's just sincere and 100%. I'm not about to tell you at that point the reasons why I did it that has to do with you. At that point, it is simply, I am sorry I hurt you. Later on, we can get to the reasons why, and maybe there's something you can do to make things better both ways. But first of all, it's 100% apologies for hurting your friend. You might need to give your friend some space. You might need to give your friend some time. So consider giving them time. You might call them quite a number of times and they're not willing to speak to you. I'd encourage you to keep trying if you value that relationship. They will eventually calm down and speak to you. You might need to give them space. You possibly live in the same house. And sadly, the betrayal is so bad that your physical presence is even more damaging at the time. Get a knapsack. Go find somewhere else to crash temporarily, and until things calm down. You need to commit to clear communication between both of you. And then that's where you can begin to speak about if they've done something, they hadn't met your needs, and that's why you lashed out. It's only when you come to the table of communication, not at the table of apology, but at the table of communication, when the person is now calm enough to want to ask questions and want to find out why, and for both of you to understand each other better and move on. At that point, if there is something they had done, not meeting your needs or offending you in any way, that's where to bring it up, so they then understand and hopefully also get better in that area regarding your relationship. I would, however, sound a note of warning. A lot of times, especially when it's a love relationship, an intimate relationship that has been betrayed, People tend to want to get morbid. They want to know all the details, where the rose is red, what kind of car were you in, and did you have coffee or did you have tea? But let's be guided and let's be careful. The person wants the details or thinks they want the details, but sometimes too much detail completely destroys the relationship. They then can't get it out of their heads at all. So be careful, and if your partner wants too much details, then you might consider seeing a counselor or a therapist to help both of you get through giving honest information, but not too much where you might then lose the relationship completely. We must also understand that when trust is broken, there is no guarantee that you'd ever get it back. It might be beyond repair. So I would encourage each and every one of us to be very careful before we betray a trust, and to be very quick to apologize and seek amends, even if we mistakenly or in some silly assumptions betray a trust. We need to understand that trust, when broken, might become beyond repair. So let's be each other's keeper. Let's love each other. Let's not hurt each other. Until I see you again next week, be a good friend.